We're no longer working 24/7 to hit 10K months. We're not getting in this endless cycle of projects, endless cycle of burnout, sacrificing rest, sacrificing travel or time with family and friends just so that we can make more money. We are making more money in a sustainable way. That's what this video is about. And I'm Mandy Ellis. I built a 6-figure freelance writing business, and now I help other freelance writers hit 5K months and work with dream clients without all of this burnout, stress, and overwhelm. We're going through very specific points about getting rid of all the stuff that's making you do too much for too little. We are now working smarter, not harder. So our first thing here, I want to make sure that we're talking about what really happens here. Hitting 10K months is about really a big shift in your mindset. It's not this thing where you just happen upon 10K months. Every person I know, or pretty much everyone I know who has hit 10K months or who has built a 6-figure business or a high earning business, has gone through a mindset shift of not working transactionally. You should not be looking at your business as a transaction by transaction basis. Okay. This happens when you start nickel and diming, like, oh, this client needs $100 off and this one needs this. And oh, I have to negotiate down that. It's not the transaction. Okay. You need to think about the long-term value of your content, and that moves you towards sustainability because you are aligning with clients who understand that after you stop working together, the content still performs. It still brings in leads and sales and downloads and subscribers and likes and shares and all that stuff. It's not this instantaneous transaction of them giving you $4,500 to do something and then it's over. This is a big mindset shift where you understand that fewer clients actually get you to 10K months. You actually understand that when you're building systems and processes and templates, you are making your business more efficient so you get your time back. And you're not thinking about like, oh, I'm getting paid this and then this and then this. And it's like this little transaction per contract or per invoice. That transaction is not the holy grail of your relationship with a client. What you're creating for a client lives way longer. And let me give you some examples of this. I have work that I did for clients almost a decade ago, and it still shows up on the first page of Google. Even after all the changes, even after all the stuff that has happened recently with AI, I can still Google stuff and it comes up on the first page. I still Google, random stuff, not the article title, just things, and it will come up. Part of that, of course, is like the site itself is getting updated, but we are using this as a piece to remember that our work is not transactional. It's not just $10,000 here or just 5,000 or 1,000 here. You're really switching your mindset to understand the long-term value of your content, not only to charge more, but to really align with these clients who have ongoing projects. They understand this content builds upon itself, and they're looking for quality content that keeps building upon it, right? To build that reputation or to build the brand or to connect with their right audience. So the value that you're providing is not one invoice. It's many more than that. And the story that I like to share here are two. So let's talk about two different stories. The first one is the pool story. So there was an article that a pool company published and it made them $15 million. They published one article on their website and that brought in $15 million worth of business. Do you think that if they had a freelance writer working on that article that they got any percentage of that 15 million? No. But if they had a freelance writer write that article, let's say the person charged $2,000 for it. That is a pittance compared to $15 million that a pool company got in leads, well, actually in sales, but obviously leads too. So you need to understand that. The first story is that you understand that one article or that what you do for your clients leads to very large sums of money for them. So them paying you $2,000 or $10,000, or even if you're doing content strategy, $30,000 or something like that, that pays dividends way beyond that price tag, way beyond that amount of money. The second one here, the second story I like to tell is about my student Jenny. So my student Jenny, who took Freelance Writer Wealth Lab, she was a newbie freelance writer. She was getting the ropes, she was getting her skates under her, and she was recovering from burnout. She was really struggling to build a more sustainable freelance writing business. She was also moving states. And she was also really needed to work while she traveled. And she also had a lot of projects. So she liked to work in different niches. She had creative projects like poetry, and she's working on her next book, and she also worked on science content. So she's mixing a lot of things in the soup, which, leads to burnout. But after she put the Freelance Writer Wealth Lab blueprint in place, she now feels like she can easily balance all the different types of projects that she wants to work on, along with her family time, her work time, her travel time, her rest time, her friend time, without actually being burned out anymore. And she hit a 10K month. She finally hit her first 10K month. She also doubled her last year's income within the first 6 months of last year. So when she took the Wealth Lab, she was a brand newbie. She hit a 10K month, and she also doubled her income from the entire last year in the first 6 months of 2024. So it's really incredible. And that really is about putting the right systems and processes and mindset in place so that you understand you're just getting a slice of the 15 million, right? And you you want to make sure you're getting the right slice out of that. So that's the first thing, is you're not looking for this idea that um more work or more of this stuff, or you're already burned out. How can you add more to your plate? It's not about more. It's about getting rid of a bunch of stuff that you don't need to be doing, focusing on the needle moving activities, focusing on what the content does in terms of results for your clients, explaining that to your clients, and then executing really well on your work, right? We're doing all those things. And when you explain that to your clients, that also translates into how you price for your work, how you're structuring, what types of projects you take on, multiple deliverable projects versus just like one blog post, right? So we're building a more sustainable business with the right clients. We are getting out of feast and famine. So let's talk about this. This is number three. Number three here, we're getting out of feast and famine by really filling our pipeline. So we're filling our pipeline by doing our ongoing marketing. And this is kind of something that I think works really well for understanding kind of Jenny's stuff. She was working smarter. She's not out there doing more stuff when she feels burnt out. She's taking some downtime, and then she's pulling the right levers. This is something that I talk about too in my free masterclass. So I have an upcoming free masterclass. It's called How to Reach 10K Months as a Freelance Writer Without Working 40-Hour Weeks in 4 Vital Strategies. That's coming up. If you want to hear about it first, go to mandyellis.com/course, and you can be the first one to hear about it. But we're going over these pieces that I think are really helpful to um, getting your, let me make sure I pull up the right thing. So it's really helpful in making sure that you're sending the right things out, that you're pulling the right levers, that you understand how to use your skills, your knowledge, your expertise, all the things that you have in your back pocket to get better clients, to speak their language. So we're really embracing these kind of proven building blocks, and we're sending the right things out. We are creating a process to do it in less time. And we're really kind of also working on sharpening our business axe. So this is a story I tell in the free masterclass, but which I would love for you to join and hear the story. But the deal here is, like, we want to work smarter. We want to sharpen our axe. We don't want to be going through life with a dull axe. So if we are going over here being burnt out and trying to do more, instead of looking at our business and getting rid of the stuff that causes burnout, we're just like chopping away. That's not going to work. This is something that I see all the time with students who are joining the Wealth Lab, is they're hard workers. They are really trying hard, but they're trying hard on the wrong things. They're not putting that effort into a smart strategy. They're not pre-filtering the clients they send LOIs to. They're not really defining how they speak the same language as their high-paying clients. They're not reaching out to the right clients with the right LOI template that actually works, like the thing that gets clients to respond and gets you more information about, hey, like, should we get on a call? Should I follow up with you later? And then they're not really getting them onboarded. They're ending up just being like, oh, for the love of God, give me some money. Like, it's been so hard to get here, right? We want to create this nice little ramp, this ramp of processes so that as you do them, over time, they get quicker, they get easier, and you can look at things. And this is how my students describe it is yes, 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 no, no, no. You can look through potential client lists, or you can look through different projects, or you can look through stuff and know immediately what is right for you and what's not. That's the key. Is we're not trying to drown ourselves in searching job boards and trying to find all the things. We are trying to be selective about who we reach out to, and we're trying to make sure that we're targeting the right people who are already kind of on our bus. They're already getting it. But we are doing that within a system that gets faster and easier over time. It's not something that you put in place and it feels like a slog all the time. It's something that, kind of like what my student did is like she was able to prioritize other things in her life in addition to fun work, poetry, and books, while she was making 10K months, while she's doubling her income. And it's not this, I think for me, it's not really about the process of just saying smarter, not harder. It's really showing you, like, it's like, I always talk about the new pair of glasses. It's like putting a new pair of glasses on you so that you can see why we're doing these things and why we are not restarting our engine over and over again to get to 10K months. You can finally see how these 3 to 6 month projects work out. Why do these types of clients have longer term work? Why is this your best client? And we're taking the data from your business to dig into all the gold nuggets that people kind of forget about, to harvest more data, to work with better clients, to then reach out to them, to double down on our efforts. And it's, I think, just being able to wear the new pair of glasses and do all of that quicker, you start connecting with these better clients, you understand what the right thing is for you, and you can go off and do other stuff. So it's not about like just raising your rates, and it's not about just smarter, not harder, and it's not about just these simple things. It's really understanding the things that make the biggest impact in your business over the long term, paying attention to those, understanding like why are you burnt out in the first place, and cleaning that up. There's this fish video that I talked about with some of my Wealth Lab students, where it's like you can go on a vacation, right? It's from Dr. Julie. You can go on a vacation, you can go to this clean water, but then you have to come back to the dirty water. Unless you clean up the environment that you work in every single day, you're going to keep going back to the dirty water and being burnt out and and being tired and overworked and underpaid and all sad. You have to clean the water, right? That's what we're doing in both the free masterclass and the Wealth Lab. So if you would like to be the first to hear about the free masterclass, you can go to mandyellis.com/course. And you can sign up. It's totally free. You can ask me any questions you want as well. We have live Q&A at the end. It's a live class. I will be there teaching. Everybody usually enjoys it, and I refresh it every single time. It's not the same class. Every time I teach it, it's refreshed. So I hope that this is kind of helping you see the differences. Like, it's the right levers. It's putting the glasses on. It's refining the process. It's we're also automating as much as possible. And if you've automated before, let me know in the comments, what are you automating? Because I'm always curious about what people are automating in their business. Like, what are you actually doing? So let me know in the comments. And if you feel like this has been helpful so far, give it a thumbs up. If you want to learn more about building a high earning freelance writing business, subscribe. The next time, we're going over how we actually book our business out, like how we actually book that out for months versus just taking whatever shows up and being like, I have work for 2 weeks, everything's fine. So we're going to go over that in the next one. But I want you to kind of understand that there are specific principles. They're not secrets. They're not things that only some people know to make money. They are foundational principles to build a strong freelance writing business that survives storms, survives the good times, the bad times, all that stuff, and still makes you money. And especially helps you hit 10K months, or helps you hit your income goals or your rest and travel goals, or however you want to set up your freelance writing life. So I hope that this has been helpful, and I will see you in the next one.